Alright. So we've got Falling as our Protoss. And he's going to be at like 9 o'clock. As our purple Protoss, in fact. And HappyBunnyTime is going to be spawning at the 3 o'clock position. I'm just going to abbreviate it as HPT because I don't want it to take up too much space there. Okay, cool. Should be all set. Alright, so Falling, he's going to do the Forge Fast Expand on this map. It's not a terrible map to do it on. The choke is not horrendously wide, though it is a 2-player map, so you got to be very careful. Forge Fast Expanding if you get something like a 5 pool or whatever. I'm not sure how the timings work out actually on Mist, but you could get fairly crushed, I imagine. And Falling coming in here for the very early scout, and HappyBunnyTime. He's getting his Overlord, and hopefully he just goes for maybe like an overpool, 12 pool. Looks like it is going to be an overpool. And that's pretty smart, because he should expect for his hatchery to get blocked if he tries to go for a 12 hatch, which is never a position you want to be in. And he can do some cool stuff with the overpool as well, save up the larva, so it looks like he might be getting 6 Zerglings, and then maybe get like 2 Zerglings and 2 drones. Really fake Falling out and force some extra cannons that Falling wouldn't normally want to make, or start making, as he can still cancel them. Falling now, camping this natural a little bit. He doesn't want the hatchery to go down anytime soon, and actually taking some extra damage, taking a lot of damage. He's not attacking back, and his probe getting very weak now. As HappyBunnyTime going to be able to put down his hatchery now without too much of a fight. But now the spawning pool is done. Getting 1 pair of Zerglings, doesn't quite have the money to get 2 instantly. And we'll have to watch that larva if he does go for another Zergling. In the meantime, Falling, he's got 1 cannon. And looks like he did make a drone instead of another Zergling. And he's just getting his Nexus. And this is going to work out fairly well for Falling. He doesn't really need to get the cannon, as well, actually, okay. So he has an extra 2 Zerglings. So being prudent, letting the cannon finish. He could have canceled it though and get the Nexus a little bit faster, but he didn't really want to or need to waste the money. So now HappyBunnyTime, he's getting his gas, and he doesn't have his 3rd hatchery up yet. So we'll have to see if maybe he builds it over here. I would like to see him build it here. And actually, he does get his hatchery in his main. And I'm not really quite sure what the purpose is for that. It's very common, and I think it's a pretty smart move to put your hatchery somewhere at your natural and try and choke off your front a little bit to protect you against the attacks and all that good stuff. In the meantime, Falling, he's got his gateway. It looks like he definitely got it before his 2nd cannon, but he is getting the 2nd cannon just to be safe. Getting a pylon in his main, and his gas coming up now as well. So Nexus is nearly done. Everything looking pretty normal over here for Falling. In the meantime though, HappyBunnyTime is now getting his lair, droning up very heavily for the time being. Definitely should send these Zerglings back to try and pick off the probe. He's getting a lot of good scouting information right now. He's just seeing exactly what his opponent's doing, seeing all these drones come out, and no more Zerglings, and seeing the lair of course as well. It looks like Falling in the meantime, he's got a Cybercore coming up and getting a very quick 2nd gas. So very interesting. Could be a lot of things he's doing. Fast Templars, very heavy like Dark Templar, Corsair play, maybe getting some +1 Corsairs. Or he could be maybe going for some Corsair Reaver, which is fairly gas intensive, but I don't know if you get your 2nd gas that quick if you're doing that sort of build. HappyBunnyTime now, he's getting his Zergling speed. He's got his 3rd hatch up, and his lair is now done. So now here's the crucial moment. What tech will he go for? Falling, on the other hand, he scouted that HappyBunnyTime doesn't have a 3rd at the location he thinks his opponent would likely take it at. And I do agree with that. I think this is the most likely location to take your third as the Zerg. Now he's moving up to check the other third location. I think he's a bit suspicious. And HappyBunnyTime now getting a Spire, which is fairly standard. But he doesn't have 3 bases. He has 3 hatcheries, but not 3 bases. So we're gonna have to see how this turns out. Looks like falling here. He's getting his robotics facility at the natural. And I'm definitely going to say he's going to be going for reavers, and I really like putting your robotics at the natural. It can be a little bit dangerous against an early Hydra play, but he's had his probe in his opponent's base for a very long time, and I don't think he's suspecting any sort of early Hydra play. Looks like the Spire is nearly halfway done. Some good SimCity coming up, but it's a bit late as the Zealot is now coming in, and he's actually going to see the Hydra Den. So he's going to be a little bit aware of what his opponent's doing. Of course, this isn't exactly what HappyBunnyTime has to do. He can still get a ton of mutas. Looks like Fallen actually getting a single drone for now. He might get another one. Glitching out a lot. And the Sunken Colony is now finished. Looks like the Zealot is going to fall with just 1 drone kill. And actually, he sent out another Zealot, and I think that could get picked off fairly easily. He doesn't want to lose that. Do these Zerglings have a speed? Looks like they do. He let that speed go ahead and finish. HappyBunnyTime, he's getting his high Overlord speed, but nothing on his Hydra Den just yet. Looks like he's getting +1 for his Corsairs, and his robotics support bay now up. Hasn't just started that shuttle as I speak, and getting a Dragoon. I'm not quite sure why he's getting the Dragoon. It's a decent move, but HappyBunnyTime does not have the typical Overlord at the natural or the Overlord in the main, which retreated very quickly. So I'm not quite sure what HappyBunnyTime knows about what Fallen's doing at the moment. Looks like he's actually going Mutalisks, and he's got, sort of Mutalisks. He's got a couple Mutalisks, and now he's building a bunch of Hydras. So his decision in tech a bit all over the place. He doesn't have any Hydros upgrades as of yet, but could be good for him. He definitely has the Scourge count to keep down. Oh man, actually, you know what? This shuttle here could be in a very tragic place, as now the photon cannons are coming up. I believe Falling did have a probe in his opponent's base to see the Mutalisks come out. Something did die there earlier. And he could lose this shuttle to some early Scourge. He is moving it back now. He's got his Corsairs out. +1 is nearly done at 75% of the way. But now HappyBunnyTime here moving in with his 3 Mutalisks and not getting too much accomplished as you would expect. Given that there's only 3. Now looks like Hydra speed is on the way. He's got an Evo chamber, but no upgrade started just yet. And he's moving into very heavy Hydros production. So maybe the Mutalisks were just a missed click or something, and he meant to get Hydras, and you know he just messed up a little bit and got a bunch of Mutalisks instead. And now Falling here, he's got his first Reaver out. I thought he had another one earlier, but nope. Looks like his first Reaver just coming out now. And I like this. He's not moving out just yet, even though he does have the shuttle, because you want to be safe against those early Hydra shenanigans. And it looks like those actually might be going down. It looks like, I think he has speed, but he doesn't quite have range yet. And it looks like range attack and Carapace on the way for HappyBunnyTime. He's definitely going for a big Hydra army in this mid game. And following here, he's got his Corsairs. He might lose them. Oh, he's going to lose the Corsair for sure, and he actually might lose the shuttle. I don't know what the heck this shuttle is doing. It doesn't actually have anything in it. And is this a misclick? Like he thought he had something loaded into it? I'm not quite sure. The Mutalisks are definitely going to be able to pick it off, and the Corsair is now coming in to die as well. This is going tragically for Falling, but definitely very tragic. But he is going to be able to hold his natural. He's got 2 Reavers here, 2 cannons, and a decent SimCity, so I think he's really going to be able to hold this. But his potential for aggression is way down, and actually HappyBunnyTime does manage to take out a Reaver, but he's losing a lot of his forces. And now if Falling had managed to save that shuttle, he could come in for a really good timing, as HappyBunnyTime's unit count is fairly low. He is continuing to pump Hydras, it looks like, for the most part. I thought he might have been thinking about taking a 3rd base, but not quite. And HappyBunnyTime, he's just pushing back the forces now, containing Falling in his natural again. Man, that really is unfortunate, losing that shuttle. He does still have a good Corsair count, still continuing to build Corsairs, but he hasn't really done any harassment on the Overlords with these Corsairs. Even though he doesn't have the shuttle, he doesn't have the Reaver, I would like to see him move out just a little bit and sort of poke around his Zerg opponent. Definitely get some good scouting information. He needs to know what his opponent's doing. And it looks like HappyBunnyTime is thinking about taking 2 expansions. I think he's definitely going to take this one, and he might use this drone here to take this expansion in the bottom left as well. Looks like he might, Falling, almost losing a Corsair because it was part of that control group, but he is going to lose it anyway after he does manage to save it at first. And looks like a 3rd Reaver now on the way for Falling. He still doesn't have a shuttle, so he's still not able to move out and really put any aggression on his opponent. Now, HappyBunnyTime, this Hydra strategy is pretty dang good. He definitely has his opponent where I think he wants his opponent to be, which is contained to his 2 bases. But he's been on equal bases with the Protoss for a very long time. And typically Zergs do want to be a base ahead, as Hydra's range is now finally done. And switching back into mutas maybe? I'm not quite sure what he's doing with a couple more mutas, as he does take a 4th base. And that's definitely what he wants to do now. Falling, I think he's going to get wind of this. But yeah, so HappyBunnyTime here. I would like to see him get some lurkers, maybe some drop, because Falling here, he's got the Reavers, but he doesn't have any detection. Actually, well, the cannons. He still could do some shenanigans back here with some drops. And the base over here also quite open. There's a good little path to ferry some units in, or just do some massive doom drop, mostly unnoticed, at the bottom of Falling's main base. But okay, let's see here. He's got his archives. He's getting some Templars. He's getting goon range now. He's expecting lurkers, but lurkers not quite on the way yet. That's HappyBunnyTime adding even more Mutalisks. And the shuttle moving out. Looks like he's going to drop a DT actually. And looking at HappyBunnyTime's main, if he doesn't get suspicious when the Corsairs fly over, he could actually get a good number of kills. And looks like Falling, actually, he's going to take this back base. He is only going to have access to the minerals, but it's going to be somewhat secure. And that might be good for him. Now, the shuttle is going in solo, but looks like HappyBunnyTime actually moving a Overlord up here. He still doesn't have any units really there, and his reinforcements, I think his rally is out on the map somewhere. So this could be good. I think the Overlord passed the shuttle, but did HappyBunnyTime notice? I think he did, actually. He's moving his forces back. This might just be to deal with the Corsairs, but it looks like the DT is now down. How many kills is it going to get? Oh, they actually have +1 Carapace, and Falling does not have +1 attack. Actually, it just finishes now. So he does manage to get 5 kills, but for a minute there, it was definitely a disadvantage for him for not have that +1 attack. Only able to 2-shot the drones instead of 1-shot them. In the background, Falling, he is again getting the Dragoon range upgrade, getting energy for his Templar, so Storm must be done. And he's got lots and lots of defense. Now, did that shuttle escape? Yes, it did, but it's just hanging out for the moment in the middle of the map. A little bit of a precarious position for it. And it is coming back now. So, Falling here, he's going to have a decent opportunity to make a good push, as Reavers do a ton of damage. If he keeps them alive and micros them well, doesn't let the shuttle get too far ahead or behind, he could definitely take out large numbers of Hydras if HappyBunnyTime doesn't spread them well enough. In the meantime, HappyBunnyTime, his economy, he hasn't really droned too heavily. And actually, this Dark Templar is still alive. Oh man, if Falling realizes that and moves it in, especially during this big attack, that would be a definite stroke of brilliance here. But looks like, okay, he's storming the Hydros. Actually, he's taking a lot. Oh man, and HappyBunnyTime, he just GG's. Wow, I was not expecting that. Interesting. I don't think he needed a GG, but apparently he felt like he wasn't going to be able to take down Falling's army. And Falling takes another game, so he won last week's too, so now he's managed to put 2 wins under his belt. Of course, he did last season. I think he didn't have any wins, so he might have had 1, I'm not sure. But definitely Exciting for him.